Ivy Meyers, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, Segment 2. Check us on the web, ntnm.org. All the shows are available on YouTube. At this point, 28,000 of you have watched. Thanks to my entire technical crew, Sonny Hersh. It is a pleasure to introduce our next guest. Community activist involved in the Westridge Bungalow Neighbors, the Historical Society. I'll let her tell you because I'm not going to get any of these titles right. Maribeth Brewer. Maribeth, how are you today?
Hi, I'm good. Thanks for having me on the show.
First of all, thank you for coming. I appreciate that.
My pleasure.
So, the Bungalow Neighbors, is that where you want to start?
Right. Well, since I've not been on the show before, I appreciate the opportunity to just let the community know what that's all about. About 4 years ago, a neighbor of mine, Joe Stavig, and I met actually through the Historic Chicago Bungalow Association Forum, and as you may or may not know, that's the organization that Mayor Daley started. The mayor grew up in a bungalow and formed this city organization to support the preservation of bungalows in Chicago because they are a unique building type to Chicago, this particular style of bungalow, and so he wants to see that they're maintained and preserved to continue on through the ages. So Joe and I talked, and we decided we'd like to have something in the community that supports that program. And so we talked with Mary Jo Doyle, who was, of course, at the Historical Society at the time, and she agreed that she would sort of host us as an organization. So we had our first meeting there. We had 15 or 16 people, and from that it's grown into a larger organization. We now have monthly meetings. We have tours and activities that are all related to the 1920s, 1930s time period, to things about restoring and maintaining old houses and bungalows. Our meetings are at the library once a month, the Northtown Public Library, and Rose
That's
Powers.
in California.
Yeah, right. And Rose has been great. She's been a wonderful hostess for us there. But anyway, in doing that, one of the activities that we decided to undertake was creating a National Historic District, which would include bungalows in a certain area. And we looked at the area that's right around here, which is bounded north on Pratt, south on Devon, western, and then California on the west. And we started digging into that, and it's a lot of research required for one of these historic district nominations. So we pulled every single building permit for each 1920s, 30s house in this area. We compiled all of the handwritten census information from each and every household in that area, and it was about 800 households, so this took a really long time. And then we have a mentor that we've been working with at the HCBA, and she finally helped us kind of refine it down. One of the requirements for the district is that there needs to be 2/3 bungalows within the district in order for it to meet its requirements. So we narrowed it even further, which was a little bit disappointing. We thought we would have this nice big square large district, and now it's turned into a T shape, which is pretty much all of Tallman. And then there's a little wing at the top that's Fairfield and Washtenaw, and a little wing at the bottom that includes Rockwell, Campbell, and part of Artesian. So we have all this information, and also in doing it, we started to find out about this Rance family. And the Rance family lived in the very large building that's at the corner of Tallman and Albion. It's like a giant mansion, sort of, a big overgrown. Right, I know. So it's a very prominent building in the neighborhood, and so we found out about this Rance family, and I became very interested in them, and that actually led me to Devon Avenue. Mr. Rance came to this neighborhood after World War I. He was actually born in India. His father was a British officer, British Army officer, and so he was born in India. His family somehow came here. I don't know how exactly, but he and his adult sons served in World War I, and when they all came back, they started to do development in this neighborhood, and they started in a little wooden shack on the corner of Devon and Western, and that was in the very early 1920s. They then built the building at the corner of Devon and Western, the large white terracotta building that's there. Yeah. And then directly adjacent to it, they built their own office building for their company, which was called Prudential Realty. And So that building is now Tahura, the Tahura restaurant.
Okay.
Do you know it?
That's the one that's on the southwest corner?
Well, the first building that they built is on the southwest corner. That's that big white terracotta building, and then this one is just next to it. The facade has all been covered over now, and it's like a Pakistani snack shop, and they do their kitchens upstairs. Yeah, I know, it's a crazy idea. So anyway, long story short, in researching the Rances, I found out that they were really instrumental in the development of Devon Avenue. They did quite a few buildings on Devon. There was a lot of overlap with architects and developers who were also doing work on Devon and in this neighborhood as a whole. So it's sort of like this big intertwined ball of wax. So we did all that, and I joined the board of the Historical Society in January, and we were exploring areas to have our annual house tour in, which is coming up this May 4th. It's a Sunday from 12:45, starting at Warren Park until 5 p.m. And if you need information about that, I'm going to give you my phone number at the end of this, and if you have any questions about anything I'm talking about, you can just give me a call.
Okay, you've got about a minute and a half, so...
Oh, I do? Oh, my goodness. So anyway... we have a lot of the homes that the Rances developed on this tour. We have information about the buildings on Devon, and we'd love for everyone to come out and participate in the tour. We're in a year of transition, and so we'd love to see your smiling faces.
Yeah, Maribeth did so much, and she really was the basis of it for so many years.
Mary Jo, right, yes. And, you know, it's really our responsibility to continue that in honor of her, and we fully intend to do that. We've got a great group on the board this year and a great group of volunteers.
Yeah, and it's all volunteer.
It is, it is, yep. It's like so many good things that happen in this neighborhood. It's all volunteer.
Yeah, and there really is an extremely rich history. I remember when I first started seeing pictures, I mean, within a block of here, there were farms, chicken ranches,
it's
chicken
fascinating.
houses. I mean, it's
greenhouses.
Yeah.
It was a very rural area, you know, wooded, and there was a turkey farm right over here at Kedzie, and it's really, well, this picture you showed, you know, there's a guy plowing fields with a building in the background. It's great.
Yeah, by the way, I still have about 300 square feet where I do vegetables out back.
Yeah, well, we'll see you carrying on the legacy of the neighborhood.
I like it. It's good soil here. In any event, why don't you give the phone number if people would like to contact you?
My number, I'm just going to give you my home number. It's in the book. It's 773-761-3334, and I'd be happy to tell you more about the house tour, the Historical Society, or Westridge Bungalow Neighbors.
And I want to thank you very much, Maribeth Brewer, for being here. We want to wish you luck with the Historical District as well as the Historical Society. I want to thank my entire technical group, Sunny Hersh, ntnm.org. You can, you know, this is, you know, for to shows on YouTube, cabs24.org for community policing information for neighborhood. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.